Hello, everybody. This is Drew Thomas here. Welcome to today's live stream. I'm streaming a little bit earlier than usual. Why? Because, I just woke up to seeing updates on my most anticipated sequel, Zootopia 2. So, long story short, the Annecy Film Festival has happened recently, and they did a special look at Zootopia 2 during it. And I think it happened I don't know when it happened, but they apparently revealed more details. So I'll bring the others in a second because if I do, then my stream just loses track. No pun intended. Anyway, so basically in Zootopia 2, apparently Judy and Nick are gonna be wanted by the ZPD because they're trying to help clear Gary's name because Gary was framed for a crime he didn't commit. Judy and Nick believed him, and so now they're on the run from the ZPD. So it's looking like they may or may not be cops again. Well, I mean, at the beginning of the movie, they're still going to be cops, but it's unknown what their fate by the end of the movie is going to be. It's unknown if they'll still be cops or if they're just going to become private police investigators that are not under the ZPD's control. But either way, I'm going to see. Either way, I want to see this for myself because the sequel comes out on November 26th. I might see if I can go the night before the day it premieres because that's when the movie is premiering. They always premiere the evening before. However, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much kind of what it's going to be. Except in this case, it's Who Framed Gary the Snake, who's voiced by that one guy who I can't pronounce his name. But yeah, another thing that's worth noting about the movie is that, Judy and Nick are going to partner therapy, which, this is before everything goes downhill for them, though. They also have new outfits, and, um, Gazelle's gonna have a new song, which so far from what I heard from a test screening post or something like that, they said that it's not as good as Try Everything, but it's still somewhat promising. Honestly, I think it might be. I'll have to see it for myself. But anyway, I knew that something was gonna be up with the ZPD and Nick and Judy when I saw the teaser trailer because they were running from all sorts of cops, and I was like, "Why are they running from the workers they work for?" So me and my sister knew that something was yeah, we knew that something was going on now. Um, don't worry, this is a spoiler explanation. There won't be any spoilers. Maybe because the movie hasn't been released yet. I'm just giving my thoughts of what I think is gonna happen. Oh yeah, my friend Wyatt showed me a clip from Wrongfully Accused. There's like a scene of like this school bus dropping down the cliff or whatever, and it was very cheaply animated. And then the train was gonna hit him, and I guess it just came to life and just came off the tracks and started chasing him. It's alright, we all make silly decisions. But yeah, the movie hasn't been released yet. It's not gonna be released until November November 26th, 2025. Which that same week I'm gonna be going to Branson for a Thanksgiving break, so I don't know when I'm gonna be leaving for, it looked like it's looking like I might be leaving by November 26th. I mean, one thing we could do is one thing I could do is I take Layla to see the movie, and then we head up to Branson as soon as the movie's over. But yeah. What else? As you all know, I am not a huge fan of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, but they're making a reboot called Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Plus. I looked at the intro a little bit. I didn't watch the full thing because the song just annoys me, but I've seen a couple of small clips from it, and yeah. That probably explains why the CGI looked cheap whenever it was, It's Branson. It's in Missouri. Which Branson is pretty much the tourist capital of Missouri. There's like shops, there's restaurants, there's shows. They got everything in Branson. Like there's performers, an amusement park called Silver Dollar City. And they also have a scenic railway that does a Polar Express event, which I'm not sure if I'll be still doing that, but I'm gonna see if I could do the St. Louis one this year. Because this guy here says it's something promising. Well, I think it's time I bring in some guests. Now that I've got the Zootopia 2 stuff out of the way. Oh, also speaking of stuff with my channel, I have right here. Anyway, I have opened my community tab where you guys can make posts on it now, because apparently I didn't know this until this year, but there's this update with YouTube where you can actually post on other people's community tabs.
Hello.
It's nice to see that we all have happy profile pictures again.
What'd you say?
It's nice to see that we all have happy profile pictures again.
Yeah, I had the angry one at first, and I'm like, oh, nope, gotta change that.
Oh, yeah, there's some film done. Drew did some filming the other day for the new movie.
Oh, yeah, I did do some filming. And I'm probably going to do more filming maybe tomorrow or the day after, because, right now my niece is here, and she could be a little loud, but, not, like, super loud. At least she's not a crying baby anymore. But yeah. At least it's not my youngest niece.
Oh, he spelled it as Branton.
Yeah, Brampton.
You see, Brampton.
However, Branson.
I guess that makes sense why he thought we said that.
I think Branson is like the Las Vegas of Missouri, because there's like except
there's rides, attractions. There's a whole ton of shops. There's a whole ton of shows everywhere. And then you got the stuff, and then you got everything on the landing. There's like 100 things to do on the landing.
Yeah, there's a shopping mall. There's a scenic rail. Well, actually, it is a shopping mall, but there's like a Build-A-Bear. There's a lot of candy stores.
Yep, Branson Scenic Railway.
The Scenic Railway. There's even a hot air balloon. I think there's like a 4D show where I believe there's putts and
there's also a lot of restaurants on the strip as well.
Yeah, like Mellow Mushroom, Auntie Anne's Pretzels.
And by the Branson Scenic Railway, there's the Branson Cafe. There's this one farm restaurant that's up there as well.
And there's Starbucks, which we don't talk about Starbucks.
No, they are way too overcrowded.
Well, not only that, but they're overrated because, I tasted their hot chocolate. It's bitter.
Very overrated.
Yeah. Me and Chase are also wanting to take Drew to the City Museum for the first time.
Yeah, but that's in St. Louis, which I've grown up with St. Louis stuff. Like I've been to the Science Center, the zoo, the Magic House, but that's
Drew will get completely lost.
Yeah, they're gonna try to they're apparently gonna try to lose me in the City Museum so I could be lost forever.
No.
It'll take you like 10 years to figure out where we are because the building's huge.
I don't know. It might be 20.
It
and we
used to be. It used to be an old shoe factory.
Chase, isn't it the building 10 stories high?
Yeah.
Yeah, hence why they have the 10-story slide.
Yeah, it's 10 stories high, not including the roof. The roof is technically the 11th floor.
Yeah, I heard that the slide has like twists and turns from what I've seen from the videos because
it does. It does. It does have a lot of turns.
We need to plan like a St. Louis vacation and a Branson vacation.
Yeah. Also,
well, we're already doing a Branson vacation.
Also, after you left Drew last night, me and Chase were doing some research on the City Express. That's their train. That's what their train ride name is.
They had a steam locomotive
at one point. Yeah.
Thankfully, things are going okay today. Surprisingly, despite being Friday the 13th. The only not okay thing that's happening is I still haven't got my jelly otter yet. And I've been trying to contact the shop owner, and she's just been ghosting me. So I'm about to ask for a refund if she doesn't answer.
She might be
rude. That is just rude.
You probably just got scammed.
No, because other people got their jelly otters or whatever. And I guess for some reason
she doesn't like you for some reason.
I guess so. All right, have a nice day, Johan. But this this was like over $200, and I still haven't got it yet.
Why are you streaming?
I can't make my logo larger
because there's updates on Zootopia 2.
Dude, you gotta get more people, man. Yeah, nope, stop. That's not true. Right there.
Well, I can only have up to 6 people in a stream because I'm not getting premium against StreamYard.
Oh yeah, those where you can have like 10 people at one time.
Yeah, and then you're gonna have like 10 people on the stream because then after a while, actually wait, yeah, it's 10 people in the stream, and 10 people can be backstage, in which when it's full, there's going to be a message saying you are full. Unless if you can upgrade to a more expensive or premium thing.
No, I wouldn't do that.
But yeah, we did figure out that the miniature train ride at the City Museum was running. They got it back and running ever since July of last year.
And Wyatt didn't notice.
Well, none of us noticed that until now. Until last night.
I think I'm going to discuss some Branson highlights now that we were on the subject of Branson. Some highlights that I remember from the past times I've been to Branson is there's Talking Rocks Cavern, Dolly Parton Stampede, Silver Dollar City, Mel's Hard Luck Diner.
Can't forget the theme park with a log in its logo and an axe.
He did.
Yeah,
he did say it. He did mention it. Yeah, he mentioned it.
No, I was backing up what you said. Can't forget about the famous theme park with an axe chopping into a piece of wood.
Yes. And Drew is still destined.
Have you ever been into the Ripley's, believe it or not?
I haven't, but I would love to go. There's so many things I would love to do in Branson, but honestly,
I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's a lot of hilarious stuff in there.
Honestly, I'm going to make that my goal for this Branson trip. Do things I've never done before.
Wait, what are some of the museums you haven't done in Branson?
Ripley's, believe it or not, the Wonder Works.
Wonder Works is a good place.
The Toy Museum.
Yeah, I also haven't been to the Wonder Works. We just never had a chance to go because we've done everything else.
So I
want to do one of those Branson mountain coasters.
Wait, did you say you haven't been to the Toy Museum?
We passed by it while we were in Branson. Me and Wyatt.
But you've never been inside of it?
Me and Drew are the only two who haven't been to the Toy Museum yet.
I've been in it.
We were one.
Drew, I think you would like the Branson coaster. That's right next. That's right across from the Walmart and the Price Chopper.
Honestly, I think I want to do those. I have my heart set on doing those because, well, honestly, I don't just want to do the same old boring shit I've done, like going to Silver Dollar City, going to Dollar Stampede. I want something new.
I mean, you haven't really watched.
Yeah, have you been to the Titanic Museum down there as well?
No.
There's a Titanic Museum across from, I think it's right next to Clay Cooper.
The only things I've done in Branson was I went to the Branson Landing, the Scenic Railways Polar Express, Silver Dollar City, Dolly Parton Stampede, Mills Hard Luck Diner. I've been to this Irish tenor or Celtic lady show, which is an Irish show. It was pretty cool.
I did most of those as well. Although I did a lot of the shows and a lot of the other museum things, like the Toy Museum, the Ripley's, believe it or not. Actually, my last one, I went to the Hollywood Wax Museum.
But yeah, I'm not leaving Branson until I try something new. That's my goal. I'm not going to leave Branson until I try at least 3 new things, like riding the mountain coaster, going to Ripley's, believe it or not, or the Wonder Works, going to the Titanic Museum, going to that one show that my girlfriend talked about. Yeah. I want
you should do the Grand Jubilee show.
I've only went on 2 of the mountain coasters up there, and
I don't know where we're gonna stay, but it's sure as hell ain't gonna be Branson Hillside. Branson Hillside sucks ass.
Do not stay at French Quarter either.
I mean, Branson Hillside used to be cool until they split up the hotel. They just divided it, where all the cool pool stuff is just on the other side, and so now here we are in the boring hotel that had roaches and yeah.
Yeah, I do not recommend staying at French Quarter because they need to fix their doors. They need to fix their keys.
There's this
because I had to stand outside for 3 hours waiting for them to fix the key.
There was there's this hotel across from across the road from Whitewater. I don't remember the name.
Hello.
But the building
Hi, Patsy.
Is purple. But yeah, I don't remember the name of the place, but the building for it was purple.
Sorry, I was looking at the comments.
I remember when I was supposed to stay at this hotel that's not the Holiday Inn at Six Flags. So I wanted to stay at a hotel that was at least close to Six Flags because I wanted to have that experience of being close to Six Flags, so I could just have a shorter drive. Right,
Six Flags. You should really stay in that caboose place.
Yeah. And so I tried staying at the Drury Inn in Fenton, but for some reason I didn't have a card with my name on it yet or a photo ID. So they pretty much refused service to me, which was stupid. And so we tried other hotels, but they were all full or they required a card with your name on it. So eventually I was planning on throwing the towel and going home. And until we stopped by the Super 8 in St. Clair, which was somewhat close, but and it reeked of marijuana.
Wow.
Yeah, so I pretty much called it the Meth Lab Hotel.
Yeah, I wish you could have stayed in that RV park. Basically right beside Six Flags with the caboose in it.
I did stay at.
All 3 of us need to stay there in that caboose.
Yeah, it does fit 3 people. It can fit. I think it's like 4 to 5 people max, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I slept in the cupola. It's cool.
The places I like staying in Branson are Indian Point and a different there's 2 places that you have to pass by Silver Dollar City parking lot.
There was this one hotel that my family loved to stay in, but sadly it's closed now. It was called Celebrity Inn, and it was only like $300 for like 3 nights to stay there.
Wow, what a deal!
Yeah, I know. And it had a heated pool. That's the best. That was the best part.
Yeah, that's the best
The
part of
pool
Grand
wasn't.
Canyon.
The pool didn't feel like you went swimming in the Titanic water.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I know how that's a hassle.
like whenever you first visit a pool for the summertime, like when
Yeah, it was at. Yeah, it was at. There was one hotel in Branson, and we're never going back to it again. That water was freezing cold.
The water at Whitewater, whenever you first get in it can feel like freezing cold Titanic water, but whenever you get used to it, it's fine.
Yeah, that water was way too cold.
Yeah,
But then we found
after-
Celebrity Inn, and we just stayed there.
Yeah.
We've stayed there for the last few years.
Which Drew, we need to get him to go to Whitewater still, which would probably if we do.
My pass covers Whitewater.
Yeah, if you have a season pass, you can go to Whitewater.
Is it only gold and diamond?
I believe it's only diamond.
Yeah, I have diamond.
I only have a silver one.
I have diamond.
I did have a gold one, but now I have a silver one.
I might have to see if my mom would maybe take me up in like August, maybe.
Well, I mean, we still have that trip we're planning in July, so.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go do that trip in July with my girlfriend, and then I'm gonna make another trip maybe back up during August, and I'll probably do Whitewater.
Yeah, Whitewater's pretty good. I mean, I think
it's interesting that Whitewater is like in the middle of Branson, and then Silver Dollar City itself is on the outcoast.
Well, if it's possible, they should move Whitewater closer to Silver Dollar City. So, because what I'm thinking is, since they're like in the middle of Branson, they can't really expand their park as much and add slides and attractions. And that's why we haven't gotten anything from that place in a while. Because they're in the middle and not enough room.
Yeah. I think me and White got to see the building sites of the resorts that they're going to put in.
Oh yeah, the resort is the place we need to stay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you have a season pass for Silver Dollar City, I'm recommending they're going to probably have discounts to stay in there.
Yeah. Oh, I checked it. The diamond and silver do get a discount for staying.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be getting another diamond pass when that resort opens.
Yeah, Dollywood has a resort, so.
Yeah, I can't wait for the new resort for the new Silver Dollar City resort to open.
It's about time too that we have a resort, like a Holiday Inn for Silver Dollar City
instead of the Silver Dollar City campground.
Yeah.
The
Holiday Inn at Six Flags is not technically a resort per se. It feels like it, in my opinion, because there's this hotel that has a swimming pool, an arcade, putt-putt, shuffleboard, all in on a room called the Fun Dome or Holodome, and then there's a special shuttle that takes you straight to Six Flags St. Louis.
That's what the resort's going to have too. They're going to have shuttles that will take you to the park.
Wyatt, did you see the Sir Willow video where someone suggested what if they extended the train line to go to the resort? And he said, no, those hills are too steep.
Well, yeah, and plus, then they would have to make the train a ticketed ride because, well, you're taking it to get to another part.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be nice if they were able to move Whitewater like in the middle of where the resort and Silver Dollar City, or like the Whitewater be moved like in between.
There was also,
Whitewater being in between the new resort and Silver Dollar City. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right. Someone said.
Go ahead.
Oh, someone said, what if they put a minecart style people mover to the park?
Oh yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, like a people mover that looks like a minecart.
Yeah, it's also worth noting that if they did build another train line to Silver Dollar City, they would have to put in they would probably have to put in more passenger coaches, so that way more passengers could fit on the train to get to Silver Dollar City.
The problem with that is the station only holds four cars at a time.
Yeah, so unless
So
they
they
took
would-
like multiple trips.
Yeah, they would need to extend the platform on the. They would need to extend the platform on the train in order to add another coach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they would probably have to take out the only crossing that has crossbucks, which then ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
That crossing
Yeah,
is there to stay.
that would be bad for the park because then people can't cross the tracks over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think they would do. I don't think they would do that. I don't
Just-
think they would do that.
I think it's
Yeah.
just best if they just keep the train as it is.
And also, Flooded Mine is actually right there, so Flooded Mine would be in the way, so that wouldn't work either.
Yeah, Flooded Mine would probably also have to get torn
Dude,
down, which
Ever since
that's why.
Yeah, that's too much risk to just extend the railroad platform.
Yeah, ever since the new Fire and Hole came in, there's so many rumors about how there's gonna be a water bog in 2.0. There's gonna be a Flooded Mine 2.0. There's gonna be a Basalt Falls 2.0.
Oh my
Basalt Falls doesn't even exist anymore.
And now that they're redoing or they're building something behind or by Powder Keg, Wildfire, and American Plunge, or start making rumors about Thunderation 2.0.
Yeah, honestly, I think Thunderation isn't going to be removed. I think that was just a rumor.
I mean, they did cut down some trees around it, and they do have some new wooden.
Yeah, to be honest, the only reason why they probably combined the train is because, well, yeah, probably.
The only reason why what?
I think probably the only reason why they combined the trains was because, well, they probably needed to work on the other trains.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they just have it somewhere because they're doing maintenance on it, the other train.
Yeah. Well, we just talked a crap ton about Branson and lost a lot of viewers from that.
Yeah, Thunderation is kind of jerky.
It is jerky, especially when you go in that tunnel underground.
Not as jerky as the mine train, though. Because honestly, if you go on because if you sit in the last row,
yeah, I remember riding Thunderation, and in that mine shaft, it's so bumpy.
Yeah.
It's like the scene from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs where he's riding through that tunnel thing. And it like throws them against the wall.
Once again, it's always music. Why are kids so damn obsessed with music? Because right now, my mom just turned on her bathroom radio, I guess, and so I could practically hear it all the way from upstairs in my room.
Yeah. Wrongfully accused.
Honestly, at least not so super loud enough to where it can be heard and I'll get my stuff copyrighted.
Wait, so you said you heard about Wrongfully Accused from Wyatt, or he showed you the scene?
Yeah, he showed me the train scene.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought the train jumping off the tracks was actually filmed pretty well.
I don't think that Zootopia 2 will do that, though.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Drew?
I don't think that Zootopia 2 would do something like that, though, where like the Zootopia Express comes to life and chases Nick, Judy, and Gary.
Although I would watch that movie if that happened. If that happened.
I just want to know why the train has plungers for couplers.
Yeah, I know, that's weird. Yeah. Why does it have plungers instead of knuckle couplers?
What's the rating for Wrongfully Accused? Because it's G or PG, it's probably written to be a wacky children's film.
I don't think I don't think it's R. I don't think it's R.
Yeah, maybe PG-13, but I think it might be most likely G or PG.
It's PG-13. It's PG-13. Yeah.
So I guess it's just I guess like
It's
one of those
PG-13
crazy-
because there's no blood and gore. It's just an arm. That's it.
Well, I reckon there might be language in it too.
Yeah, there's a little bit of language, but not like overly bad language. Not like the F word.
Well,
Yeah.
Beetlejuice, which was rated PG, has the F word.
Have you ever seen the Unstoppable movie?
Yes, I've seen Unstoppable. That has 2 F bombs.
I
All
know.
said by Will Coulson.
Yeah, except they're you can hear them, but they're kind of blurred out, so it's kind of hard to make it out.
Yeah.
Dewey actually also says it in the beginning, but it's censored out by the train sound.
Yeah, you can see him mouthing it though. You can see him
Yeah,
mouthing.
yeah, you can see him mouthing. You
Yeah.
can see him mouthing it when the hopper car passes by.
But they mostly say shit, ass, damn. Like there's a bit where like Oscar Galvin is like do something or consider yourself shit can too.
What's your favorite scene in that movie? Because that was one of my favorite movies.
Honestly, I love the I love the scene where Judd Stewart was trying to couple up.
Oh yeah, the lash up.
Yeah.
You mean the lash up scene?
Yeah, where they were trying to couple the engine to the front of the locomotive, which their efforts were fruitless to try to stop it because they're gonna bring down one of the railroad employees, but then when it bashed into the other engine again, the railroad employee was flung into the other cab, and well, yeah.
Wait, yeah. You mean something like this, where it ram into the back of it?
Yeah, those look just like 777 and 1206.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of in the same color scheme.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. And then much like in Zootopia, the locomotive goes around the bend too fast and then eventually crashes with Judd Stewart.
Yeah, that was my favorite scene was watching it crash.
Yeah, and then blow up into bits. And you could feel that pain whenever Judd gets killed.
Yeah.
A lot of these people love Judd Stewart, I guess, and so when he died, that definitely hurt a lot of people. And it was,
yeah.
We also can't forget about Stand By Me.
Oh, the classic Stand By Me. Yes. I was thinking about filming one of my episodes based on that part in that movie.
I think aside from the train scene, I also love how
Get up, Vern! Damn it! Get up! Move it!
Yeah. Another funny scene was like the lard ass vomiting scene. That scene just cracked me up. That's how one of my coworkers remembered it. Well, I'll say, have you seen Stand By Me? He was like, yeah, and he imitated the throwing up noise, much like the scene of the characters all throwing up.
Yeah. In the future, whenever I get finished with the Gasconade Railway layout, I actually want to make like one of those videos. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna be hush about that because I don't want to give out too much information about that. It's not going to be a movie, but just a simple, good video.
Yeah. How many other movies have you seen that have a train in it? Whether it's a crash or just the characters interacting with the train.
Cars.
Oh, wait.
Cars.
Yep. I just now realized he just spelled out a racial slur.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Patrick Joyce. I quickly banned him, though.
Patrick Joyce was banned and their comments were removed.
Yeah, I first put. I'm not gonna say that any further because, well, I thought he was just saying hi, but I guess. Oh well.
That's what I thought.
He must have spelled it wrong.
And no, he spelled it right. He spelled that word exactly right, except well, he yeah, we're not gonna talk about it much now because
Never mind. Just pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah. Anyway, so speaking of plot details being revealed, here's the plot. Here's what I have for the plot of my upcoming movie. So, basically, it's going to be about Mr. Conductor noting that his friend Petunia is missing. Not only that, but Diesel 10 is back, and he's also going to team up. He's also going to team up with Bellwether, and so Nick and Judy have a very special case to do, where they're dispatched at the St. Louis Zoo, and they board one of the trains. Spoiler alert: it's Daniel Boone.
It's me.
Yeah, and they basically take them to where they are going to have to find Petunia and also stop Bellwether and Diesel 10.
Yeah.
In which during this journey, they're going to find Mr. Conductor and pretty much take him to the Holiday Inn because, well, he was sleeping outside because he was feeling weak because of lack of gold dust. Because Mr. Conductor went out to try to find Petunia, so he used his gold dust.
Is that like the scene from Tatmer where he's laying in the grass behind a bush and then Thomas comes by trying to find him?
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
Yeah, I kind of liked that scene.
I like
it was kind of sad as well.
Emotionally moving. Like, it just makes me feel like,
Mr. Conductor, Mr. Conductor, Thomas. Oh, Mr. Conductor, where are you, Thomas?
Yes.
And he's already gone.
How could I possibly say that I'm really useful now? That scene just always gets me.
Yeah, I think it gets everybody. Because Thomas has his sad face on.
Yeah, and
he's like, Mr. Conductor, where are you?
Mr. Conductor is needing help. Yeah, and Mr. Conductor's just in the grass needing help. He's trying to get his attention, but Thomas can't hear or see him. Because he was
hiding behind the bush.
Yeah, he was practically feeling too weak to get up because, well, lack of gold dust causes the Conductor family members to get sick a little bit until they eventually vanish. Yeah. So
and
gold
watch
dust is
the swirls that spin so well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love quoting that movie.
Me too.
There's also going to be a railway vet was featured in the Drew Thomas movie too, just for a simple scene.
Yeah, I was going to originally feature the Strasburg Railroad until Mom canceled that Strasburg trip because my dad was being a freaking sourpuss.
Hey, Thomas, I've been wondering something. How does Mr. Conductor travel here? By gold dust.
We'll quote the movie when we're not on the stream.
Why, copyright issues?
Well, that also once we're doing a quoting session, we won't break out of it. We need to stay on task. Which right now we're talking about Friday the 13th and stuff. One Friday the 13th, I got so unlucky that, so I was supposed to go play in the parade. I was supposed to play in the band because I play baritone, obviously. I was supposed to be in the parade. However, I was supposed to get up at a certain time so Mom could take me to the parade. And I overslept because I was stressed out because of schoolwork and also doing work at that one place where they always treat me like I'm lesser than, which was called RTI, which the Raleigh Technical Institute. Which I was in this class called Intro to Service Careers, which is this class for autistic people where they can learn about how to have a job and stuff. And they gave me the wrong perception of what a job was going to be like, because they said that a job was going to be like this no nonsense place, I guess, where you couldn't goof off. At work, we goof off around all the time. My GM has a great sense of humor.
There we go. Oh, it's better.
Honestly, one of the best senses of humor in the world. She laughs at some of the jokes I make. Like a lot of people do whenever I make jokes. But yeah, so I mean, some jobs are like that, but I get what they were doing. They're trying to get us to stay on task. I freaking hate it when people are telling us stay on task, stay on track. Like, for goodness sakes.
It's like, we get it.
Yeah. Stop trying to control our bodies. Stop trying to control our actions. Because honestly, that just feels like they are trying to control us, like they are our parents. I mean, I get it. They are teachers. They have to make sure that we're actually doing our work. But well, honestly, the whole perception of public school being a mandatory thing is just stupid. Or just school being a mandatory thing is stupid. I mean, homeschool is okay, but well, public school is just silly.
I have to deal with in high school. I have to deal with in my special ed class.
Honestly, at least for homeschool, the only face-to-face interaction I had was when we did like the co-op stuff and the music studio that we went to, which the music studio had a lot of brats. Like honestly, there's a lot of kids that they're gonna grow up to be delinquents because their parents are too soft with them.
Yeah. Yeah, in high school, in my special ed class, I have to deal with one of the paras. Well, there's only one para, but yeah, that para has to always be rude about something whenever she acts like whenever you try to talk to her, she just acts like she just doesn't care.
Thankfully,
Yeah.
my parents at least gave a crap about me. Like,
I mean, yeah. I mean, she can't be an teacher. She has to be rude about everything sometimes.
You're echoing, Chase.
Yeah, but yeah, she can be a nice teacher sometimes, but she just has to be. She has to be rude about everything sometimes too.
I haven't really had bad parents per se, although for my I remember for my
H2 StreamYard.
senior year, we had different paras because all the good paras left pretty much by the pandemic. So we had new paras, which they were nice, but they were too nice, I'm afraid, because there's just these bratty kids. What, not bratty kids, but there's like these freshmen. Yes, the freshmen strike again. That were just purposely not doing work. They were purposely being annoying. They were purposely being rude. Like honestly, those people needed to get a life. I don't care
They're
if
like,
they have
yeah,
autism
let's
or
just
not.
goof off for no reason.
That's pretty much what it is. They just goof off.
Well, not only that, but not only that, when they come in, they're from middle school. They're bringing around the kids that don't know how to do anything right.
Yeah.
So they're just
Do
completely
something right.
and frustrating.
Honestly, middle schoolers are just as stupid. Because I mean, I've dealt with some middle schoolers.
Okay.
Until they became freshmen.
Some middle schoolers, not very many, but some of them are actually good. Not a lot. Some of them. What'd you say?
Yeah, I agree with that. Some middle schools are cool. Like
yeah, there's some diamonds in the rough.
Yeah, it's mostly the girls. The girls are the angels, while the men are just men.
Yeah. Well,
although I know two boys in my middle school currently that are actually good people.
Thank God I was put in homeschool during my whole middle school career.
What did you say, Drew?
Thank God I was put in middle school I was put in homeschool instead of public school for the rest of my middle school year for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Because for 5th grade, that was already a lot for me because, well, honestly, there's just like a lot of stupid stuff going on, like dealing with all those kids and stuff.
I was at my house for the rest of my middle school year because of the COVID-19.
Oh yeah.
The pandemic.
Yeah, I barely even had a 5th grade year because COVID struck and online school sucks. All right.
COVID struck and thundered.
Okay, online school sucks. Like it's hard when you go on the computer. It's so hard to find where to go, and nobody really tells you what to do to get on there. It makes it much more difficult.
You just kind of do something.
Yeah, you try. It's so hard to figure out how to even get on there. I'm so freaking glad that we don't do much online schools anymore during snow days.
Yeah, honestly, I remember when I was quarantined and online school was all right it wasn't like the greatest thing, but well, at least I was able to do my classes and stuff. Like, okay, at least I'd have to get up super early this time to travel to the school. Like, I could get up at get up at like 8, and then I can just log into my class. They would pretty much just tell me what I had to do, and I would do it, and yeah. Some of the stuff was hard to do because, well, mostly art class and, well, band and stuff. They pretty much
You were in
gave me,
band?
so honestly, quarantine was the sucky part of my senior year. Being quarantined and everyone having fun without me.
Yeah.
When I wasn't doing anything, I would just run trains in live school sessions.
For me, I would just make YouTube videos or just, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
In which I remember the first video I made when the pandemic was starting was Thomas and the Coronavirus.
Thomas and the crew.
Basically, what happens is, well, Thomas, all the engines, and the Simpsons get the coronavirus, and then Mr. Conductor finds out that the cure might be my favorite drink, Barks Root Beer. There's like this clip of it that cracked my sister up, where it's just a shot of my mouth saying Barks Root Beer, much like the SpongeBob actors theme.
Yeah.
When it would show like a live action shot of SpongeBob's mouth.
If only that was true. If only that was true.
Yeah.
The only thing I like about summer break is not dealing with the kids anymore in school. Not dealing with rude old teachers too.
The only good thing that I got out of the pandemic was I didn't have to do RTI anymore. I was already within the first week of RTI. I thought it was going to be a fun thing, but I was wrong. That's why I wanted to do it. Because I thought it was going to be so much fun, but as soon as I walked into the room, I was like, oh. I was mildly disappointed. I was like, this is where I work now? This is like, the room smelled. It smelled. Not to mention there's smelly water. We have to work with smelly ingredients. It stank. Like, honestly.
That doesn't sound very fun.
It wasn't fun, in my opinion. It was just boring and, not to mention, very sensory overloaded. There's like this bossy bitch girl that's really ugly. There's also like this one girl who won't shut her yaps. She was just talking and talking. I don't even know what the hell she was talking about. So she would still talk to me even though I was tuned out of her, and she would just talk to me for like the whole thing, and I was just like, shut up, shut up, shut up.
I remember
shut up, shut up, shut up.
I remember like back in whenever I was in Pacific for my in my 7th grade year, there was in my special ed class, there was this very annoying girl who just similar to how you had to deal with Drew. She was just a yapper and would get into people's businesses for no reason.
Oh, it was also a poor loser who would cry and be dramatic. Honestly, I'm glad I was not RTI anymore. Yeah. It was so annoying. It was asinine.
And what made things that would get me frustrated with her is that with my autism, I would do like my handshaking and all that, and whenever she'd see me do it, she'd ask me, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that?
Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? That won't get annoying.
Some friends just gave me the idea of just like, whenever she asked me that question, I would just shake my hands and just flip her off.
Yes.
The things I remember from RTI was I remember every time my friend who was low function and autistic, who only speaks in like movie quotes mostly, he would sing "You Can't Keep a Good Dog Down" whenever he would help take the chairs down. He would sing "You Can't Keep a Good Dog Down" from All Dogs Go to Heaven. It's a pretty catchy song, actually. But yeah, it was thankfully Bitch Cunts didn't come to RTI. Otherwise, it would have been more hell. Not to mention, the only thing I had to listen to while I was on the bus was just KZNN. They only had KZNN on. And one of the buses, they would just blast it at full volume whenever someone was like, "Hey, can you turn up the volume?"
Oh my god!
They'd blast it.
Do you still call her that, or?
Yeah, I still call her that name because, well,
that's what she is.
Why you call her that again? I always keep wondering why you keep calling her that.
Yeah.
Dixie's pulling Sierra's train.
Do you even have a trailer set out for your first episode, Chase?
No, I'm gonna make the trailer today. If someone will give me the trailer lines, please.
I will give it to you.
Yeah, a trailer. Drew really likes the trailer lines that I gave, though.
Yeah.
Stop! Look! Listen!
Which, thankfully, which for the trailer, I've recorded trailers before, so yeah.
Yeah, that's why I asked you to do the lines, because I've seen your trailers before. I saw the trailers for some of your movies and for the what's it called, the Show Me Trains.
Oh yeah.
Something like.
I created a few trailers for Show Me Trains.
What'd you say?
I created a few trailers for Show Me Trains. I pretty much just think, how would Brian Cummings or Mark Elliott announce it? Which he's always like, Disney presents Aladdin or something like that. Except I just do it in my Drew Thomas voice, where I'm just like, Drew Thomas and Friends is coming soon to a theater near you, or something like that.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm thinking about going back to the Railway.
And you're a big logo enthusiast.
Yeah. So you said you were going back to the Railway, Wyatt?
I want to make a trip back. I want to go back to the WFMP sometime this month. Hopefully, I build that.
I'm honestly thinking about just not doing Six Flags next weekend instead, and do the WFMP.
I was actually, I was wanting to do it this Sunday, but my mom already has something planned for her and Jim to eat at Crackle Barrel at the same town where Wally's is.
Oh yeah, in Fenton or Valley Park.
Yeah, Valley Park. Yeah, and so I might be up to Crackle Barrel with mom, so I can
Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, in Valley Park.
Ah.
So yeah, I might be going to. So hopefully this Sunday at the WFMP it's not too busy.
Yeah, my series is kind of a nod back to the Casey Jones series, Drew.
And then I told mom about how you want to do the WFMP on the weekend for 4th of July. So I told her do that to go up there on the 6th of July. And she said,
I really hope the Midwest Railroad is going to be there, and he's going to bring his train stuff or his Thomas stuff that he has for me. I'm going to have to comment on his recent video telling him that I'll be at the WFMP on the 4th of July, so he can meet me there if he wants to give me his Thomas stuff.
But yeah, the only catch is that mom did tell me that she may or may not take me because their anniversary for Jim and mom's anniversary is on the 4th of July weekend, so I may or may not go on that Sunday, but let's just hope I do go.
Yeah,
I need to make it, and I'm way overdue on going back to the Railway anyway. So.
Oh, me too. Like Chase I haven't been since May.
Same. Chase is way a few years due.
Yeah.
To go Railway.
What?
I said that you're a few years ahead, or a few years due from
Yeah.
them to the way. Is that a new bright engine? That's what it looks like. Or
What?
is that a new bright engine, the blue one?
No. It's just
Oh.
an El Tipo train on Amazon.
It looked like a one New Bright's smaller gauge trains.
Yeah, those are S scale. Those are more S gauge.
I think it's also
Although,
in that as well.
although I do kind of see what you mean.
Yeah. Anyways, what were you saying, Drew?
I think that for some streams I'll have like certain guests, while other streams I have like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like especially for streams where I have to like discuss something important. Because when people fill up with train talk, the topic just all goes down the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a blue engine. Anyway, so back to business. So far I'm really excited for Zootopia 2, although I'm also kind of worried because Judy and Nick are going to be wanted by the ZPD, which is the very force that they work for. So it's unknown if they're still going to be cops after this, or if they're just going to become private investigators instead of being under the ZPD's control.
We won't know until the movie is watched.
Yeah. We'll all have to find out. And
Stay standing, Drew.
Yes, I am standing. I'm still standing better than I ever did.
You just fell over.
Never mind.
Just lean them on the engine.
Sometimes it's hard to get my characters to stand.
There we go. Oh wait, hold on. Good. There we go.
You know what would be cool on those ready to play passenger cars? If the doors on them can open, that'd be nice. A feature.
Yeah. It was hard to get Nick and Judy in the other passenger cars on the big haulers, so I had to put them in the baggage car. It was hard to get Nick and Judy on the passenger cars for your big haulers, so I just put them in the baggage car door.
Oh, are they too big? Are they too big for the coach platform?
I'm pretty sure
much.
I'm pretty sure the
smaller ones.
Yeah, I'm pretty
the
sure
smaller ones might fit. The smaller ones might fit on the platform on the passenger car.
Not only that, but I'm pretty sure the smaller ones would be engaged on scale.
Yeah, they would actually be in scale with G scale, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
the ones you brought were very slightly too large.
Yeah, those were the ones I featured in Drew Thomas the movie too, and I thought I would bring those to show to Wyatt.
Yeah, I did one in person.
Okay, so you do have slightly smaller versions that would possibly fit?
Yeah, my mom got me them for Valentine's Day, along with this Judy Hopps basket, which is basically Judy.
What if they become the ones to drive Casey or Rio?
Well, Judy and Nick have only operated a subway car, and they're not going to become railroad engineers. They are still going to be officers. I reckon
they're not gonna run. Well, there's a Casey figure in the cab. Maybe they could interact with Casey in the cab.
Yeah,
they could be railway police.
Oh yeah, there are railway police officers.
Yeah. Casey stops at the station. It's like, Nick and Judy, have you seen any suspiciousness going on around here?
Here is my prediction for what I think might happen in Zootopia 2 at the end. I get the feeling that maybe when they clear Gary's name, Judy and Nick will become officers again, and maybe this time Gary will also be an officer, like Judy and Nick.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I mean, reptile police officers. That's never happened in Zootopia before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what they're going to do for Zootopia 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully on
Yeah.
the week when me and Drew do 4th of July at the Railway, hopefully 403 and 535 are the 2 steam engines running on that day.
Yeah.
Or at least 403 because Drew hasn't seen the engine run in person.
Oh, Drew, Wyatt, did you tell Drew about the how we think that one Pacific on the live steamers might be the one from the City Express?
Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, I asked question I asked Daniel last night. He replied this morning, and he gave a possible no to it.
He gave a no.
Yeah.
Well, we're out of time here, folks, so we're gonna just wrap things up now. So hopefully Zootopia 2 is gonna be promising. Hopefully maybe Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Plus will change my perspective of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse because, well, so far I'm getting out of the loathing entirely phase. I'm starting to go into just don't like, where it's just where I'm like I'm okay with people loving Mickey Mouse Clubhouse because I mean a lot of these adults have grown up with Mickey Mouse as children, and now that they're older and they have kids, there's this show now where Mickey gets to interact with those kids. Because, well, I mean, the only other place where they can interact with Mickey Mouse is if they visited the Disney park. But if they watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, it feels like they can actually go on an adventure with Mickey and the gang. And now they're going to have even more adventures with this upcoming reboot. But it's still going to have some of the obnoxious stuff, like. But I also know why the songs are ridiculous in Mickey Mouse Clubhouse because, well, a lot of the songs that They Might Be Giants does are supposed to be silly, like Istanbul, like the song Istanbul, Not Constantinople, or Particle Man, or the Coraline Other Father song. Those were all meant to be like silly and stuff, so that's why they did the music for Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I wonder if they're going to do new songs. I mean, it could be a possibility. I mean, they probably enjoyed their work on that show anyway. I'm more leaning towards Zootopia 2 and the King of the Hill revival coming in August. I'm totally watching that. Like, I'm definitely going to watch the King of the Hill revival. It looks very awesome. I love King of the Hill. It's like one of the best sitcoms there was. And it's a comedy show that's very slice of life like. And instead of yellow characters or a talking dog, this family's an average family. And they're very realistic. I mean, there's still some comedic stuff like Dale fearing the government, Bill trying to find a girl, Luann not being so bright, and Peggy Hill being a narcissistic jerk. But yeah. I think that's pretty much all for the stream, so let's just wrap this up. So Drew Thomas the Movie 3, or I guess Mr. Conductor's Adventure, or something like that. I'm still trying to decide on the perfect title. Whoever comes up with a good title, though, that might be the title I might use. So feel free to maybe give me some title suggestions. I also have the community post, so feel free to make some posts. Just don't do anything silly. Anyway, so this is Drew Thomas signing off. Good night, and pickles suck, and Zootopia 2 will hopefully be a good one. Happy Friday the 13th, everybody, and good luck.